Praise the Lord. God is good. God is great. Jesus alive and well. Ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, call a familiar face. Call all the folks you know, from your family and relatives to your friends, your classmates, your roommates, your significant others, your spouses, and everyone else. From friends, amigos, comrades, compadres, to your frenemies and enemies. Tell them that your boy is doing his YouTube CVS station identification. No, it is not. The Pharmacy, its channel vlog show, known as WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here is your host of the show, where there's ordinary and there's him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Hey, how you guys doing? It's Eric Lima here, coming at you with another episode of WEML TV Channel 77, and this is episode 678, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October the 28th, 2021, 10:57 p.m. This will be my last video of the night before I get to bed. And if you missed Rant and Rave, shame on you. We did a Halloween special of Rant and Rave. We had a lot of fun. I was dressed as a rocker with messed up accents. I love doing that. It was hard to keep in character, but it was really, really cool, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And if you want to check out the episode, just check out the episode. It's a Halloween special. It was really cool. So tonight, we just also finished watching Impact Wrestling. I missed the first half hour of it because I was doing this Rant and Rave. I didn't remember that. But however, I did end up watching the first half hour that I missed. So let's get to Impact Wrestling, the 28th of October 2021. This is the fallout from Bound for Glory, the Bound for Glory aftermath. Moose kicked off Impact Wrestling, and he was about to say something about him being the world champion. Did not like the way he decided to go about winning it, even though it was a call your shot. I can understand you want to do whatever it takes and such. But then, before he spoke, Eddie Edwards comes out, goes after Moose with his kendo stick. Those two started beating the heck out of each other, to the point where security had to separate both men. Security made sure that Eddie Edwards went to the back. Moose decided, and they guided Moose to the ring. He was supposed to talk. And he addresses the Bound for Glory, what happened afterwards, and he was addressing AEW wrestlers, or even, he was dissing some of the superstars of WWE. I was like, oh boy. He's going to make a lot of enemies if he decides to go either one of those organizations once his contract with Impact is up. And so as Moose kept on running his mouth and talking about Josh Alexander comes out, suplexes him from behind. These two went at it. And then Moose escaped through the crowd, and he's like, he's not safe there either. Then and Vaughn did share this with me on Facebook, but I deleted it from Facebook because I don't want any wrestling stuff on it just in case. But I think, but however, because I will, sometimes I will address this, but I can address it right now. It's Minoru Suzuki making his Impact debut. He confronted Josh Alexander. They faced off, and then these two guys started beating the living daylights out of each other, busted Alexander up. These two brawled so bad to the point where security had to break up that fight. And I thought that was a crazy thing, man. Minoru Suzuki, he recently done his AEW tour. Now he's doing Impact. Then security breaks up that fight. I want to be security. If you try to drag away Minoru Suzuki from a fight, forget it, man. He'll bust you up. Gia Miller interviewed Impact World Champion Moose and says, now you got a target on your back. Moose says, you know what? I don't care. I'm ready. Matt Cardona interrupts Moose. Matt Cardona was the last guy Moose defeated to get that call your shot, to win the call your shot gauntlet. And he started talking. He said, Matt, imagine what would happen if I was out on the line. He says, this close doesn't win championships. And then when Moose walked away, Matt Cardona grabs him. Moose punches him. Both men go at it. Security had to separate those two. Moose has got a big bullseye on his back up, that's for sure. And the X Division was on the line. Trey Miguel went one-on-one, defending that title against Rocky Romero. And Trey Miguel did win the matchup to retain his title. And then Steve Macklin attacked Miguel post-match. So, I'm sure Steve Macklin will get a shot at the X Division title down the road. You know. So, more on Macklin. GM Miller interviewed Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering about Jordan Grace's become the first ever digital media champion of Impact Wrestling. And then Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans interrupted them. But then Rachel Ellering says, you know what, you and I got a matchup. We'll go do our matchup. Steve Macklin cut a promo on Trey Miguel. Scott D'Amore talks to him and says, I'll make that match for you. You'll get a shot at the X Division title, no problem there. Then Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona approached. Eddie Edwards goes, I want Moose. And he says, well, you know what? You'll get Moose, but Josh Alexander wants Moose. But then Matt Cardona shows up and says, I want Moose. And then Eddie Edwards says, I want him first. And they were arguing about it. I'll tell you what. You, Matt, and Josh Alexander get Moose in a 6-man tag. Moose and whoever 2 partners he chooses. And when he was, I got a lot to do, and then Josh Alexander was seen attacking Brian Hebner. D'Amore stops and says, hey, you're going to get him. 6-man tag. I'm teaming you with Eddie Edwards, Matt Cardona, and Josh Alexander. You know, he said you need to go cool down, stay focused. And Josh Alexander goes, fine. And then Rachel Ellering went one-on-one with Tasha Steelz during the matchup. And the matchup was good, and Rachel Ellering did win the match. And then William Morrissey did a kind of promo about his Kanye Shot Gauntlet, and he was upset with Moose. And Moose goes, hey, listen, I do whatever it takes. I'm sure you would do the same thing. But you need to come with me. We need to team up. And Morrissey goes, okay. And then GM Miller interviewed the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, The Inspiration, the first women's tag team to hold both the WWE Women's Tag Team titles and the Impact Knockouts Tag Team titles. And then he sent an offer chops. Their podcast that no one's going to take that away from them. They're dang right about that. They're history makers, and they can't take that away. No way possible. They're living the dream right now. The ladies formerly known as the Iconics. And then Heath went one-on-one with Joe Doring. The match was thrown out because VBD got involved, Rhino got involved, all 4 men were brawling, and in the end, VBD stood tall as Eric Young did attack Heath and Romo. Heath and Rhino, excuse me, Romo? Why can I say Romo? Rhino. Tony Romo, maybe? Ugh. Anyways, so Rhino, yeah, it's Rhino. I got it. I'll get it straight. Heath and Rhino, VBD attacking both of them. Then the Good Brothers cover promo said, who can beat us now? But Finn Juice confronted him. He says, you never pinned us. You pinned Chris Bay and Hikuleo. And so I think those 2 teams were destined to go at it again. And then GM Miller interviewed the Demon. He says, what makes you hear the Impact? And the Demon, so I say something to Johnny Swinger, being the idiot that he is, comes out, interrupts him, thinks, oh, it's a swerve because you think it's like Rocky Horror Picture. And then he says, I got my friends too. And then they see crazy Stephen Black Tarus chase Swinger away. Is this a new version of Decay with the Demon as the leader of the pack? Well, it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. Then Mickie James, the brand new Knockouts champion, arrived in the Impact Zone. She talked about her match. Well, she was still on Clyde 9, and then she gave Deanna Perozzo a little props and respect. But he says, you know what? You haven't heard from you. That's okay. I'm sure a lot of ladies will want to take me on. And then Madison Rayne with Caleb with a K comes out and said, you know something? I want to shot the title. And Mickie James, so Mickie James will defend the title against Madison Rayne next week. So I think that's going to be an interesting matchup. And then GM Miller interviewed Moose and Morrissey about the third partner yet. He said, well, we're working on that. So, and then Moose and Morrissey approached Minoru Suzuki. They said, hey, want to team up with us? Listen, Josh Alexander's on the other team. Suzuki smiled and fist bumped both of them. Those 3, Moose, W. Morrissey, and Suzuki. Now, that's a deadly team, a deadly combo. Now, I wouldn't want to mess with them. Dark Alley. Definite. And that means Eddie Edwards, Matt Cardona, and Josh Alexander had their works cut out for them next week in that 6-man tag. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then the matchup, The main event matchup, Ace Austin versus Chris Sabin. Both men had, they went back and forth in the matchup, but in the end, Ace Austin, well, Ace is high because Ace Austin did win the match. So I'll tell you one thing. Minoru Suzuki's arrival kind of flipped the script upside down. Let me tell you, I'm very, very impressed. And with Minoru Suzuki going to make his debut next week, and that could be the major main event. Him, Moose, and W. Morrissey. That's a three-man combo. Like I said, again, you don't want to mess with in a dark alley. But Eddie Edwards, Matt Cardona, and Josh Alexander are definitely not backing down because Josh Alexander's full of P&V. He wants a piece of Moose, definitely, after the way Moose beat him for that championship. I know Eddie Edwards wants a piece of him, and now Matt Cardona. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I wouldn't be surprised if W. Morrissey and Minoru Suzuki would turn on Moose. And Moose says he's ticked off a lot of people. He admits it. He knows he's got to handle it. He says he can handle it. We'll see what happens. So, episode 678 has been complete. And this will be my last video of the night. After I upload this, I'm going to bed. So, I will see you guys later. And I'll see you on episode 679 tomorrow. It'll be Flinging Dice Friday. And yes, it's Friday because I'm getting paid. And I'm really excited about that. So, until the next episode comes around. Alright? Until episode 679, I wish you peace, I wish you love, and I wish you a lot of blessings on the bless out. Okay? I will see you guys on the next episode. Oh, good Lord, what a night. What a day. What a week. Weirdness. Craziness. Good night.